Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Amir, and today I'm bringing you our 18-month hair transplant update. This is my friend Tayyib. If you remember, last year when we got our hair transplant together, he was the one who encouraged me, pushed me to get my hair transplant, and because of him, I'm here standing and making all these updates videos for you guys. And a lot of you guys have been curious on, like, you know, what the hell he's been up to, how's his hair looking, because he chose to just go the extreme natural route. He didn't want to have the risk of using something like finasteride or any other popular treatments that's out there, and he just wanted to see how long he can go keeping the hair that he has from his hair transplant, as well as preserve his native hairs. Anyways, we're gonna get into all of that and we'll ask him all these juicy questions later on in the video. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the update on what has changed from where we came from. Let's go ahead and get started with you. So tell me, how was your hair 18 months ago before we got our hair transplant? What has changed and how are you feeling now?
Well, I think we already uploaded one of the videos, right? And you guys saw that was what, 1 year, right?
That was our actually a 9-month update.
9 months.
Or 9 or 10 months.
Yeah, so this is exactly like the full potential how it can get now, right?
So what I'll do is actually I'll throw up a picture of his hair, how it used to look before. Now, just to compare that, let's take a look at, you know, let's show your hair and see how it looks now. So as you see, basically his hair, go a little bit more lower. As you see, his hair is definitely a lot more fine than you know, how it used to be compared to that. But now, if you look at the picture above, you would be able to see right through his head, but because of his hair transplant that he got, he finally has that full coverage that he's looking for. Before I got my hair transplant done, you would be able to see right through my scalp as well. But my main problem was my hair thinning in the middle, and obviously the crown area was the worst. Crown area has definitely seen a lot of improvement, but definitely it's not at 100% full coverage, but I'm still very happy compared to where it came along. But the most important thing, or the drastic change I've seen from the hair transplant, is gonna be on the hairline. My hairline was receding like crazy, and with the transplant they constructed a perfectly natural hairline, and as you can see, that has came to his fullest potential. And with Tayyib, he had diffuse thinning, that's what they call it. So he was thinning all over.
What was happening with me, my front line was just fine, and they did go in and put hair in the front too, just in case if I was losing anything, but I wasn't, and I'm still not losing anything. I was more losing in the back, and that's where I have gotten a lot of my hair back. Now the only problem is I have very thin, fine hair. So now that after 18 months I got my full result back, I noticed that my hair was still thin, and you can still see the bald spots inside.
And notice that only happens when he's in a very harsh lighting situation or his hair is wet. Then you'll be able to see right through it. And this is something that the doctors told him about when he was getting his hair transplant, because for me, they said they had a lot of double and triple grafts, and for him, he had a lot of single and double grafts.
Right.
So he had a lot, you know, basically, essentially, we pretty much got the same amount of hairs transplanted, more or less. How much did you get? You got like 5,500?
I got around 55.
Yeah, and I got like 5,000.
Yeah,
so
5,000. And then again, the reason why he got 5,000, because his hair, even at the time, they were thicker and mine were thinner, so they wanted more hair for me to cover that area. So even now, they said to follow up with that, I would have to use minoxidil or all the other products to make it thicker. And my only problem was I didn't want to intake them, and I was scared of the side effects.
So how do you think your hair held up for the past like year, you know, with you just taking the natural route? Like, what have you done in terms of preserving your hair?
One thing I noticed is that the hair that you get from hair transplant, they will stay, but then the hair you have before that will continue to fall. Well, eating healthy will help you only so much, right? But you need other help. So for example, something, for me at least, I don't want to intake anything. So as a natural remedy, I want to use oil. The one I've been using is Moroccan oil. There's another one.
Castor
oil. Yeah, that's really thick. I've been using that and kind of massaging my hair so I can have the blood circulation around my head.
He's been using Moroccan oil, castor oil, and I think it's like this blend that you have that you've been using. It's like a topical blend.
I've been using the product that they gave us from the Vera Clinic.
The serum.
The serum, yes.
Yeah.
I've been using that, and honestly, I found out that was also an essential oil as well.
Is it?
Yeah, it was straight up coconut oil with put something mixed in there.
Okay, yeah, I probably have to say the ingredients on that. Those are definitely great places to start for a lot of people, but especially if you don't want to get into the side effects and all of it. But now, 18 months later, Tayyib and I have been going through our hair journey. I still think he can make a lot more improvements through the things that I've learned over the past year. I've joined a lot of forums and paid communities actually about hair just to get some ideas and learn more about the science behind the hair. I've talked to over hundreds of guys via email and Zoom, and a lot of you guys are in the same shoes as him. You guys just basically want to have hair, but you don't want to take drugs like finasteride. That's going to potentially give you side effects in other areas of your life, which is simply not going to be worth it. So Tayyib, 18 months later, your hair looks amazing. It looks phenomenal, but as we know, you are the natural guy who refuses to take prescription drugs and any traditional methods like finasteride. Is that right?
I mean, that's pretty normal. Any guy out there that's watching this, I'm pretty sure that's your main concern, right? You guys don't want to have the side effect, but you guys want to have the result.
So over the times I've known him, I've tried to put him onto all of these many traditional methods of hair growth, such as minoxidil, finasteride, you know, the two dynamic duo that's supposed to work. But this guy just refuses to take it. And I see his point after talking to hundreds of you guys via email and Zoom. And he's not the only one. There's so many of you guys who are in the same boat where either you are someone who have experienced side effects yourself and you don't want to deal with anything that can potentially mess with your libido or your sexual wellness. Or someone like me, number 3, you're just open to all the options and you just want to do whatever you can to get your hair back. So the concern I've seen in forums and communities, and especially my YouTube channel over the past year, especially with people who just think that a hair transplant is an end-all be-all solution. And unfortunately it is not. It's very important for you to come up with a hair loss prevention regimen even after the hair transplant. And for that, I've talked to many dermatologists to see what kind of natural alternatives are out there besides finasteride. And my research didn't stop there. I've put together a group of lab technicians who are testing not only some natural alternatives, but also some of the science-based solutions that are out there, minus the side effects, to see if we can come up with something that's gonna be suitable for people like Tayyib and people who just generally just don't wanna mess with finasteride and they just want to stick with as natural of an alternative as possible, but still keep their hair. So after many iterations and trial and error of many different products, we finally came up with a perfect formula known as VitaFoam by Growplex. Now you might be like, yo, what the hell is so special about this VitaFoam product? This is a foam-based product that has a base of minoxidil 5% already in here, but we didn't stop over there by just making another generic minoxidil. We wanted to take a step further by adding a lot of natural additives in there that are traditionally used for hair loss, such as ginger extract, which is another great traditional solution for hair loss, which also stimulates blood circulation, as well as contains many natural vitamins, minerals, and fatty acids that are great for your hair. It also contains biotin, which we already know is amazing for your hair, but these are all just growth and stimulating products. We didn't want to stop over there. We wanted to make sure that we had something that can be a replacement for finasteride. That's why we also added ginseng extract, as well as Angelica sinensis, which are also local DHT inhibitors. So there's so many more. I'm going to put a list of ingredients somewhere up here down in the description below if you're further interested in checking it out. Essentially what it is, it's a two-step system. You'd be applying this twice a day and you'd be derma rolling your head once a week with the derma rollers that we provide in the kit. This is going to be a game changer for anybody looking for a natural but a very effective alternative. There's been numerous studies that have shown that just using minoxidil and derma rolling alone has shown to have increased hair growth up to 400%. And some have even gone to the extent of saying that using these two treatments alone has been more effective than a hair transplant. Again, right now I've gave Tayyib 3 months worth of the product starting last month. So he's been using it for the past month, and I'm gonna probably have him back on the channel in the next like 3 to 4 months to see how fuller his hair has gotten, or how if he is able to gain some more density and coverage, especially when his hair is in bright light or in water, which is like, you know, the true determinator of how much hair you really have. So I'm really excited about this project. It has not launched yet. It's probably going to be launching sometime in September, as we're just putting some final touches on the website and just doing some back-end logistic stuff. And I do have a wait list for those who are interested in getting their hands on for it as soon as we launch. So be sure to click the link in the description below so you can go ahead and be notified as soon as it comes out. And for those of you who are interested in also getting your hair transplant done, I am doing a hair transplant tour. Did you know that?
I'm just hearing about it.
Yeah, so I'm actually taking people to Turkey on October 1st. And it's
Highly recommend it. I went with him.
no, I went with you, bro.
Well,
but I'm taking people to Turkey on October 1st. So if you want to come with me to get your hair transplant done, we have a very limited seating available for people who are going to be coming with me. So if you're interested in that, I'll also have that information in the description below as well if you want to check it out. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, enjoyed our updates. And as you guys can see, we've come a long way after 18 months. And I just want to say thank you again for convincing me to, go. And without that, I don't think we'd be making this video.
Well, if you guys have any other questions, just in the comment section or email it to him.
So he'll be on the lookout for those comments as well. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell. And until then, we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.